EA Sports. It's a special Christmas night edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Green Bay Packers.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, everyone, Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer Ball Club. They've been flawless these last couple months, winners of 9 in a row.
And that's the kind of streak you don't see too often in today's NFL since there's so much parity. So the way they've played has been truly remarkable.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Veteran Green Bay quarterback Aaron Rodgers ready to go for drive number 1 along with the rest of this Packer offense.
And I think it's safe to say that, and I heard him say it in the post-game press conference, that was a team win last week because he didn't really play up to his normal standards, throwing 2 interceptions.
No touchdown.
Yeah, didn't offset it at all, but the team found a way to get it done.
First down, Rodgers. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
And I'll tell you what a bird's eye view I've got here because that was absolutely something else to watch. Not a lot of wiggle in that. That was catch it and go, and he used those wheels of his to absolute devastating effect.
The numbers for Jones last week, 21 carries, 111 for yards and a touchdown. Caught on the right side by Adams. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
Well, we know they've clinched a playoff spot, but there's plenty of football left to play, and I'm a proponent of continuing to do what you...
Now this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked off at the 15.
Let's go! Let's go!
The Bucs take over first and 10.
So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there was also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at second down. So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
And a great move again. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
This one complete to Mecole Hardman. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. David Njoku and the rest of the offense heading back out onto the field. Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on this pace, he's got a shot at it. But he needs...
Rush coming, and he's taken down. CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything. So that time, Charles, a quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly. On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. With the Bucs offense making their way back out on the field, let's take a look at the playoff picture, Charles, coming into the weekend in the NFC. And with teams jockeying for position, one thing we do know already, they're all set. They've got the #1 seed in their back pocket with still 2 games to go.
And that gives you a chance to experiment a little bit as well. It doesn't mean that you just have wholesale changes, starters don't play. I'm not talking about strictly that. I'm talking about guys who maybe haven't played enough during the year, or you want to see them in different spots. Can that running back split out and catch the football a little bit as you head to the playoffs? Maybe you run a few plays to put them on tape and make your opponents watch them and say, oh, we got to prepare for that. A lot of ways they can go, knowing that they own the #1 spot.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Well, the jet sweep. This is Godwin. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. And now the throw going to Fuller, and he's got it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Time to go to work. Let's go.
We're scoreless after 1.
With no score.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They'll run it with Jones. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
That'll bring up fourth. They had the 8-yard gain on first down, but unable to do much from there.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on fourth down to bring up first and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A great play there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. As his guys are on the board first here tonight. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Fielded in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Now the Packers get set to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Open man is Duvernay. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Here's Hardman to return. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense. I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. 2nd and 13. They're looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted. Picked off by David Long.
Here I come! Here I come! Intercepted.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course. Rodgers will try again on second down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Devin Duvernay, the intended receiver. But now it'll be third down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Now Rodgers on third down. The Bucs defense stiffens and pushes this to fourth down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And Parkey's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
First and 10. At their own 20.
There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He has not had the start to this game that he envisions here in the second quarter. He's struggling a little bit. But, hey, they're in the lead right now. So kind of what's going on in his head, do you think, Charles?
I think that's what he has to keep in mind. Winning the ball game is not going the way he wants in terms of his own play. But, oh, yeah, that's right, winning the ball game. So don't press. Don't try and do things outside of what's going on right now. Don't try to increase your game or get yourself right. Just make sure you continue to lead your ball club and keep them moving in the right direction.
Yeah, they've got that lead so far. 1 interception for him, no touchdown passes. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack. And guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So into Packer territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now a handoff looking right. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Finds a seam inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. 15 yards on the play, first down.
That's how you get right up off of the map because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
His throw caught right around the 6. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. He got 29 yards that time. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones becoming just the second player with 30 touchdowns in a single year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Elliott on for the extra point. this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told. And it's Ronald Jones that polishes it off with a touchdown run. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Taken in the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Rodgers now on first down. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers, the left side throw complete to Adams. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams, 81 yards. And the Packers are able to strike quickly for 6. Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams, just a deadly combination, and we see why right there.
And we've seen it develop over the years because when Davante Adams first joined the Packers, he had to earn the trust of the quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. He has it in a big way now. He'll throw it to him long, he'll throw it to him short, but he always expects a big play to result. Adams, former 2nd-round pick out of Fresno State, plays like a 1st-round pick in the NFL. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Here's Mecole Hardman. Oh, and now some space to operate. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40. Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense. And this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. It may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark. And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it. Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. They'll come out throwing here on first down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable, so they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Packers pick it up, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there. And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right? So if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there. And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. The kick by Parkey is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13.
14. Packers 13.
So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And this one is incomplete. The intended target was Chris Godwin, and now it's third down.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got a man. It's the tight end, Howard, complete. And all the way down to the 39. A big play for the Bucs there on third down. And even 40 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Now a first down carry by Jones. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead, because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
He was looking for Chris Godwin that time, and that'll bring up second down. To his right. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Chris Godwin with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. And when the quarterback drops and has a guy that wide open in the end zone, his eyes have to get... And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown. Elliott now to add the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Their own 25-yard line.
Number 12 back out there. Aaron and his Packer teammates. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They trail off offense. First time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes.
Oh, man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Hardman on the return. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw here. Completes it to Hardman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On first down, Jones. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium, because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. Now they try the right side here. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And that's a touchdown, but hold on. There is a flag down on the field. We'll have to see what this is about. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Space to run past the 20. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
It's a gain of 4 there and gives them a new set of downs.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Now a handoff looking right. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the night. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Taken in the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. The Packers on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack.
10-yard loss on the play.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
The Packers go for it. Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And now the football's going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it. That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin, his 21st touchdown of the season as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend. And they have secured that spot in the playoffs, clinching the NFC North Division, in fact. So for the moment, they would be hosting a wild card game in round 1.
And I think it is cause for celebration. Let's not get hung up on the fact that only one team now
gets a bye in the first round. Win your division, get to the playoffs, celebrate that, and by the way, they are guaranteed a home game. That's a good way to start the playoffs.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Now Rodgers. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Adams hauling it in from Rodgers. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
First down.
And again, it's Rodgers. Incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
They will find Davis. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Rodgers to throw once more. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
A loss of 8 yards.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. He's got the first down inside the 10 and down to the 7-yard line. Rodgers finding Adams for a Packer first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him.
And he'll go down, brought down at the 20-yard line.
Loss of 13 yards. It's 2nd down and goal.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Working from the gun, Rodgers gives this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Rodgers going to go on 4th down. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Fourth quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4.
He's got a man, complete. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. An injured player still down, and that's Chris Godwin. So the wide receiver slow to get up. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Good gain there on 1st down, and keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A great play there with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 15 on the year. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it to the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Taken in the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. That 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the 4th quarter. Just haven't been as sharp in this one. Rodgers now on 1st down. Caught on the right side by Jones. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. And Jones has it over the middle. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Rodgers. This one caught by Davis. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. On 1st down, Rodgers. Throw left side complete. That's Adams. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Rodgers now on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. But it's going to be 2nd down.
Covered by C.J. Henderson.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Throwing again. Rodgers. His throw caught at about the 5. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. David Njoku. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
And that'll cut the lead down to 22. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And the result, a Green Bay score. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. That one looks like he'll throw here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And it's incomplete. Still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Tampa Bay, it's another win for them, and you wonder if they want a redo on that one loss as they sit now at 14-1. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Atlanta Falcons next week. Meanwhile, for the Packers, it's a tough blow to their playoff aspirations as they drop to 9-6. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Dallas Cowboys. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.